He gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight. And it took, it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your, your local hosting in a nightclub because you need that.
How they think,
Right.
Look at Floyd. Like Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like there's all these lawsuits. Like he hasn't been paying things and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Once again, 50 Cent has turned his attention toward Floyd Mayweather, and his newest remark is fueling fresh speculation among fans about the boxing star's financial condition.
All the money, you got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran.
Reports claim that Floyd Mayweather has filed a legal case against Showtime involving an enormous $340 million sum. The reported dispute has quickly drawn widespread attention across social media, with many people now examining Mayweather's business arrangements and his lengthy connection with the network.
Career and earnings, but he's saying he never saw any of it because of what he's alleging to be this like big financial fraud scheme that was perpetrated, he alleges, by his advisor at the time, Al Heyman, and now he's claiming that Heyman got substantial participation and aid from Showtime and former Showtime Sports president Steven Espinoza. Steven and Showtime are actually listed as defendants. Al Heyman is not being sued, but he's mentioned in the documents. Now, he's saying that, he worked with Al Heyman for over a decade and that funds were misappropriated insanely. He says that a significant portion of his career earnings, to the tune of, I told you guys, over 300, but it's exactly $340 million, went missing. And he's saying that all happened because of this, whatever this partnership that he's claiming was not right between Showtime and Al Heyman. He says that money to this day is still missing and unaccounted for. And he references some of his biggest fights, including the Manny Pacquiao, Conor McGregor.
So why pretend to be Money Mayweather all those years? Like if you know you wasn't getting all that money. Because one thing Mayweather used to do was brag about how much he was making for fights. The
situation has drawn even more attention, with 50 Cent becoming part of the discussion. For years, the pair have maintained a highly publicized feud, often exchanging criticism and jabs in front of their audiences. That history has led fans to speculate about whether 50 Cent might seize on the reported Showtime dispute to take another swipe at his longtime rival and former friend. Although the reported $340 million amount has generated major buzz, the specific claims and current status of the case still need to be confirmed through official court documents.
Pacquiao fight, Conor McGregor, those are fights he claimed to make so much money off. So I'm just saying, you didn't realize the money was missing back then?
He says in this document that to this day that there's still money. I guess, I don't know what he's recouping on the back end that would have still been coming his way to this day, but he's saying that there's still money that is missing and unaccounted for in addition to what would have been his then. To this day. So, I don't know. His attorney said Floyd is one of boxing's biggest pay-per-view draws. He generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for Showtime. Mr. Mayweather now takes the fight to the courtroom to recover what is rightfully earned.
But is he the one reviewing the contracts? I mean, shouldn't he have a team? He should have had a team.
I'm sure he does.
He got so much business.
Him.
And sometimes I feel like there's a disconnect there where it's like, once you start uncovering all this stuff, you realize it might not just be an alleged Showtime and Al Heyman thing. There's like accountants and
your team,
business managers and financial managers.
Or he could get money per...
Nicholas Irving has made a startling statement regarding Floyd Mayweather's well-known approach to spending, claiming the former champion may be going through as much as $1 million in a single day. Mayweather has long been associated with an extravagant way of life, frequently displaying his wealth through high-end vehicles, private aircraft, luxury timepieces, and expensive real estate.
Renting out an entire movie theater, just to go watch a movie at whatever time he wanted. It was like the theater was closed when we rolled up to the movie theater, and You know, you got the girls and all. Yeah, and you rent out.
However, believes those enormous expenses could now be creating serious financial pressure for Mayweather. His comments have reignited debate over the boxer's current money situation and whether a lifestyle with such massive costs can remain manageable, even after earning hundreds of millions throughout his professional career.
Like, what is broke? He don't have $0. Floyd still has money, a lot. I just think that maybe the lifestyle and, I don't know, maybe catching up. I mean, I don't know. I've been to a strip club, like, it pulls in money. He's got money coming in. I don't know if he still has was it the girls' lounge or something like that. But no, it was he gets money. I just don't know how much. But I don't pocket watch. But if he is going broke, then it makes sense why he is fighting. I've heard rumors. I've heard the rumors too. I just don't know, like, how.
Joe Johnson recently shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's choice to remain active in the ring. During their conversation on Nightcap, Sharp dismissed speculation that Mayweather has run out of money, emphasizing the tremendous fortune Floyd accumulated over the course of his remarkable boxing career.
Not anything you could purchase, not anything you could drive. You got 2 hands and 2 feet, and just one of you. You need 1 car. 2, if that. Get your car in a truck. That's it. That's all you need. But he had an image to maintain based on what he created.
Sharp suggested that money may not be the only factor behind Mayweather's decision to step back into competition. In his view, Floyd could also be motivated by his desire to compete, remain in the public eye, and secure another substantial fight purse.
This age, come out of retirement after not fighting since what, 2017, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
It's been about 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Outside of exhibitions, obviously, is to do what he's always said is have a bank robbery with no mask on. So if that's what you're gonna do, there are only 3 fights. Chat, listen to me. There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have that can command and get the kind of money he's looking to recoup for money that may have been lost, or money that may have been stolen, or money he may have spent, you know.
The discussion took another turn when the 3 addressed Mayweather's allegation that a former associate he once trusted was behind a scheme spanning several years and allegedly costing him around $175 million. That claim has prompted further debate over how a fighter who accumulated hundreds of millions in career earnings could potentially endure a financial setback of that magnitude.
Got cleaned out to the tune of $175 million.
What?
Claiming a former close associate ran a year-long scheme that allegedly drained his bank accounts, hijacked real estate deals, pawned off his jewelry, and even made his private jets disappear.
Damn.
According to TMZ, Floyd says roughly $100 million worth of bling has handed over to a Miami jeweler for only $13 million in return. And he said a huge chunk of the collection is still sitting with the dealer. Floyd also says he unknowingly signed paperwork transferring ownership of his Gulfstream jet with a buyer section left blank, and says he still doesn't know where the aircraft money went. Floyd also reportedly has been ordered to pay more than $1 million in child support after a Nevada judge ruled the retired boxer fathered a 4-year-old girl born to a former dancer at his Las Vegas strip club. Floyd also faced a reported $7.3 million IRS lien. Ocho, with the lavish lifestyle that Floyd has built over the years, the jet, the entourage, nonstop spending, has he created a lifestyle?
Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle was also brought up during the conversation. Over the years, Floyd has regularly displayed his wealth through high-end automobiles, costly timepieces, private transportation, luxury real estate, and a sizable entourage. Although these displays have become closely associated with his public persona, sustaining such a lifestyle naturally comes with extremely high ongoing expenses.
Man, finances, and I'm not going to get up here and say pretend like I do. I just hope, I can hope that that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited as a fan of Floyd, as a fan of boxing. I look forward to him not fighting exhibition, but having the fight and actually train the way he's always trained that has him 50-0. That has me excited. Is he going to look like the Floyd we're used to seeing when he fought earlier in his career, when he's in his 20s, when he's in his 30s? Probably not. But it's
no,
still,
reflexes are slower.
Yeah, even if its reflexes are a little slower, it gives me a certain excitement. It gives me a certain excitement to know Floyd is coming back to that ring, going back into the ring.
Financial commentator Spencer Cornelia has taken a closer look at Mayweather's publicly displayed wealth and spending, questioning whether such an expensive lifestyle can remain sustainable over time. Floyd has built a public image around high-end automobiles, luxury watches, private aircraft, real estate, and a massive entourage, all of which can require substantial ongoing costs. However, generating hundreds of millions in income does not automatically mean retaining that same amount of wealth. Taxes, operating costs, legal disputes, investments, borrowing, and everyday lifestyle expenses can all significantly reduce a large fortune. That is what makes Mayweather's financial situation so closely watched and debated.
Profit every year, if you view it like a business, he's at a negative 10, I don't know the exact numbers, but we can assume 10 or 20 million per year because he's no longer getting the fight income.
It's absolutely insane. You kind of snuck in a gem there that I don't think people really realize the magnitude that we're at. You just told me that you estimate, and this is, by sources close to Floyd or former managers of Floyd, that he is spending $3 million per month.
I think what's hard for all of
his image of extreme wealth included a collection of more than 100 luxury vehicles, numerous diamond-covered watches, and an $18 million Jacob and Company timepiece. He also owned multiple lavish residences, private aircraft, and super yachts, while gambling and frequent high-end spending added even more to the extravagant lifestyle that became synonymous with his larger-than-life persona.
Lambo, Ferrari, Lambo, Maybach, a Maybach, whatever you want to call it. If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I say, if I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs $18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do for you motherfuckers today?
That level of spending has now led to growing concerns about what could happen if Mayweather's expenses begin exceeding his income. Various reports and social media claims have suggested that he may have sold properties, vehicles, and jewelry while also facing substantial tax responsibilities and increasing financial demands at the same time. 50 Cent has once again targeted Mayweather, this time making fun of the boxer over a reported $320 million legal dispute. Their years-long rivalry has taken another turn, with the rapper appearing to connect the situation to a warning he says he gave Floyd in the past. 50 Cent recently claimed that Mayweather should have allowed him to review the contracts before agreeing to the deal. He also referenced Floyd's potential fight with Mike and suggested that a future matchup involving Terrence "Bud" Crawford could generate another major payday. Meanwhile, social media posts have circulated claims about Mayweather's wealth. One source alleged that his peak net worth reached approximately $560 million, with more than $500 million supposedly invested in the S&P 500 and generating around $39 million annually. The same claim questioned how someone could potentially lose such a massive fortune within only a few years.
A day splurges.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? He had multiple business ventures that failed. He had the lifestyle with multiple women and different things that like, bro, I get it. But dang, and let this be a message to all athletes. And I'm not trying to rag on Floyd, because I still have so much respect for Floyd. Every time I see Floyd, it's like, he one of the ones.
Yeah.
Because contrary to whatever it is, he's still a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, we got to do better with our money.
Yeah.
How? We have to put ourselves on a realistic longevity plan that even though
For an athlete such as Mayweather, even earning hundreds of millions over the course of a career may not be enough to offset the ongoing expenses associated with maintaining such an extravagant way of life.
How do you trust when and I'm not saying his background, but if you're not used to money, don't have money in our community, who do you trust? How do you trust? How do you go about finding somebody to put you on a budget to do that? Because
that B word right there, budget. Even in the midst of the height of your career, budget. That's not to say that you can't have certain things, budget.
Because a lot of people look at budget as a bad thing.
No.
Like, oh, you broke because you're on a budget.
No. Balling on a
budget.
No, heck no. Budget says to you, okay, when you are getting excessive. Above all, this is what you can spend and what you can't spend. That's not to say even if you do spend what you can't spend, you're going to make it back. You can't make.
Could Floyd Mayweather actually be facing serious financial trouble? DJ Academics has addressed the growing discussion surrounding the former champion's wealth after a former associate reportedly surfaced with documents and allegations concerning Mayweather's finances.
Apparently, he followed one of the lawsuits where Floyd has filed recently, and Floyd filed a bunch. He sued Showtime for scamming him out of money. He sued, I think, Al Heyman, and I think he sued someone else. And even Business Insider claiming that he's owed money, and that in certain cases he was robbed of money. Now, apparently one of these people that were accused by him reached out to this journalist and gave a lot of proof to show how Floyd's finances have been over the years. And they claimed that they knew that Floyd was eventually going to turn on them because Floyd just was spending out of control. I know this is a lot, but I want you guys to take this in. So apparently Floyd starts working with the guy. Now he's suing the guy. He claims that he never knew that this guy was, convicted by the feds back in the day, and it was for some money stuff. Now we're getting proof to say, nigga, you knew he was convicted because you wrote a letter to try to help him get a favorable sentence. So the theory is that Floyd will use the media to make...
Considering the enormous fortune Mayweather accumulated during his career, the recent speculation about his finances has caught many people off guard. Academics' response has added further attention to the situation as fans look at the alleged evidence and debate whether it points to an actual money crisis or is simply another controversy spreading online.
He's not cash rich anymore, even though he has a lot of assets. So what he would do is he'd be like, yo, take my watches as collateral and give me a loan. And the loan is not to really to pay anything substantial other than to run his lifestyle, which is a lot. So it appears that because Floyd's significant amount of income comes from him boxing and he's been retired, if he doesn't get a fight or some exhibition where he's getting paid a shit ton of money, essentially what ends up happening is that he has assets, but he doesn't have a lot of cash. So when he gets into debt, he'll take out loans against his assets, which might be a watch, might be a plane, might be anything. And that's how he's been trying to survive until he could get the next lick. What's the next lick? Remember, he hasn't set up his business where he's getting a ton of residual income passively. Most of his licks, quote unquote, are going to come from...
Chael Sonnen has now addressed the ongoing speculation about Floyd Mayweather's financial condition, offering a very direct assessment. Sonnen argues that Floyd could indeed be financially depleted, pointing to the enormous costs associated with the lifestyle Mayweather has displayed for years. From high-end vehicles and costly watches to mansions, private aircraft, gambling, and other major expenses, Floyd has consistently presented an image of extreme wealth. Sonnen's broader point is that earning hundreds of millions does not automatically preserve a fortune when spending continues at an exceptionally high level.
That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing gym, right? It's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view.
The broader debate points to a simple reality about managing wealth. Building a fortune is only the first step. Protecting it requires disciplined spending, sound investments, and reliable financial guidance. Without those safeguards, even an enormous fortune can eventually come under strain. The question surrounding Mayweather remains whether his extravagant lifestyle was simply a reflection of the success he achieved, or whether the cost of maintaining it ultimately became one of his biggest financial vulnerabilities.
As meant to so many athletes, no matter if you boxed or not, it was just always greatness.
Yeah.
From Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, it don't matter who he identified himself to be. My question comes at, as I look at his career, I don't want to talk about the earnings because that's not something that I want to point out. I don't even want to talk about the splurging because he gave off this lifestyle that was not realistic for a lot of people to obtain.
Yes.
My question is, why hasn't he ever aligned with a brand? Or let's flip it. Why hasn't a brand ever aligned with him? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So when you think about boxing,
okay,
names that come to fruition is, or come to mention is, Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep.
Oscar De La Hoya is the face or the owner, creator, CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. Well, Mayweather Promotions, not a lot of people have aligned with that. You got Devin Haney that has spoke bitterness to him. You had Gervonta Davis who spoke bitterness to him. So it's like, hold on. Well, why didn't you get into promotional? You only promote your fights.
Be sure to explore our other videos on the channel for more content.